A very good morning, students. Today I am going to start a new lesson, Chandni. This is a story of Abu Khan and his goat Chandni. So let's begin. Abu Khan kept goats as pets. He loved his goats, but they left him one by one. He bought a young, pretty goat and called her Chandni. Once upon a time, there lived an old man in Almora. He was popularly known as Abu Khan. He lived all alone except for a few goats which he always kept as pets. He gave his goats funny names such as Kalwa, Mungi, or Gujri. He would take them out for grazing during the day and talk to them as one talks to one's own children. At night, he would bring them back to his little hut and put a string round the neck of each goat. So, we have come to know that Abu Khan was very fond of his goats. He has given interesting names to his goats like Kalwa, Mungia, or Gujri, and he would take them for grazing and he used to talk to them. He used to consider his goats his own children. He was very attached to his goats. Poor Abu Khan was a little unlucky in the matter of his goats. He was unlucky. Why he was unlucky? Very often at night, one of the goats would pull at the string till it broke loose and then would disappear in the hills beyond. So, students, the goats used to run away. They were in the habit of pulling the string and disappear in the hills. Abu Khan was upset due to this. Goats in hilly regions hate being tied to trees or poles. They love their freedom. Okay. Abu Khan's goats were of the best hill breed. They too loved their freedom. So, whenever they got the chance, they would run away only to get killed by an old wolf who lived in the hills. So, in the hills, there used to be an old wolf living, and the goats used to get killed by the wolf. Since they loved their freedom, okay, they were not ready to be tied to a tree or a pole, but they were putting their lives at risk. Whenever one of his goats disappeared, Abu Khan was very sad. He did not understand why even the juiciest grass and grains that he gave them and all the love that he showered on them would not stop these unfortunate goats from running straight into the jaws of death. So Abu Khan was very confused, he was very puzzled. He used to think that why his juiciest grasses and the love he gave to his goats was not enough to stop them, okay, or to keep them with Abu Khan. They used to run away into the jaws of death. It means they used to get killed by the wolf. Are these goats mad? He wondered. He used to think that these goats are mad. Or was it their love for freedom? But freedom meant struggle, hardship, even death. Abu Khan couldn't solve the mystery. He was very confused at how it can happen that a goat valued the freedom more than the security. One day, when all his goats had left him, Abu Khan said to himself, "No more goats in my house ever again. I may yet live for a few more years, but I will live without goats." However, the poor old man was terribly lonely. He simply couldn't do without his pets. Very soon he bought a young goat. He thought, "A young goat will stay with me much longer. She will soon begin to love me as well as the food I give her every day. She will never want to go to the hills." And he laughed with joy. So he bought a young goat, and the goat was very pretty. Actually, he thought that if he would bring a young goat, then she or he will automatically become attached to Abu Khan and would not think to run away. The new goat was very pretty. She was white as snow and had two little horns on her little head and a pair of gleaming red eyes. She had a friendly temperament and would listen to Abu Khan's tales with a lot of interest and affection. So, students, she was very innocent, she was white as snow, she had two little horns on her little head, and her eyes were shining. She was very friendly and she would listen to Abu Khan's tales, means the stories which was told by Abu Khan to her with lot of interest and affection. Abu Khan called her Chandni, which means moonlight. He loved Chandni and would narrate to her stories of all his friends who were dead and gone. So Abu Khan used to tell the stories of his dead friends to Chandni. Several years passed, Chandni was still there. Abu Khan believed that Chandni would never leave his compound for the free and fresh air of the hills beyond. Alas, he was mistaken again. It means Chandni did not compromise her freedom for the security or for the love or for the grass, for the food she was being given by Abu Khan. She ran away. Students, this was the first part of the explanation of the lesson Chandni, and in the next video I am going to discuss the lesson further. Thank you.